Howdy, Possum Patty here, and little Stinky Winky Woos too. And today we are turning the calendar page from November to December. Come on along. And because it is December, it is time to take out the monster December Daily Journal, which is huge and heavy and not finished yet. So I gave you a little preview of this the other day. This is really a Christmas in July journal that I used as a summer journal, a July journal, which kind of went into, I think, August and September, whatever, almost into October, I believe. And then I put it away, did some fall journaling, and then I took it out and I did some more journaling. And it's been sitting on the shelf for a while. And since I have really been working on finishing up some journals, I thought instead of making a new December daily, I would just use this as my December daily. And so I bought myself something special. Yes, I treated myself to something special to start the month with. So let's go over to the table and I'll show you what it is. Well, here's the hint of what it is. I bought it off of eBay. A lot of people get these for free. I can't figure out how to get one. And one year, Dolores J. Rush was such a peachy keen sweetheart. She sent me hers, but she's keeping hers this year. I have a feeling she's going to be using it. And as you can see, I haven't opened it yet. And it seems to be a package inside of a package. Okay. So I have no idea how to get one. So I went on eBay and I spent a couple dollars. It didn't cost me much, like $4. And I used my cash back or whatever. So I didn't really pay for it with any new money. So I just used my cash back bonus to get the Amazon Holiday Kids gift book. Share the adventure. Over 600 toys and gifts. And I just wanted this to put in my December daily. A road trip to remember. A ticket to cheer. Ready, set, start your wish list. Oh, look at all of it. Look at the owl. Oh, and it tells you right here, story time, road trip map, stickers, word search, animal masks, scavenger hunt, coloring, sing-along, DIY craft. So not only is this a toy catalog, it comes with a story, The Biggest Bear Hug. Oh, I'll have to read that later. And you've probably already watched people haul it. There's the stickers. Oh. And I decided that I would just use, here's a map. It's like a little maze. So it's like every couple of pages there's a surprise to use. I could also use the pictures from the catalog too as like ephemera. And then I'm going to see, you gotta look out for these little things on the pages. Word search. Oh, here's the masks. I could definitely use those. This has got to be, they put them on one side. How do you do this? Huh. Well, maybe you can flip it back and forth. I see. Okay. And then after you cut out the mask, you could also use some of this page edging in your journal. So, yeah, I'm looking at this for the first time. And there's the coloring page. I'll have to do a color with me. Campfire sing-along. Oh, look, Merry Memories. And you could sketch on here. And I like this. Meet the artist. It talks about the woman who did all the illustrations. Road trip in a box. Oh, look, it tells you how to make a little camper out of a box. Oh, isn't that cute? See the little camper there? All right, so this is my gift to me. And this is going to all go in my December daily. So I don't know, which one do I like better? Do I like this side or that side? I'm going to start with the cover for December 1st. All right, let me... Okay, oh, and you know what? I'm going to have to stop the camera a moment because this journal is so big it does not fit under the camera with this setup. I actually have to raise the camera up a little bit, so stand by. So let's find the first page to journal on and see what I can do with the cover. Share the adventure or a road trip to remember. I think I'll use this side. And so the theme of the December daily will be a road trip to remember. Oh, this reminds me of my little dog. Oh, look at that. It fits perfect on the page. I think what I'm going to do is, if I tip this in, and then I want to leave this little dog here, or it says anxious. I want to leave this little dog here. Maybe I'll cover up the calendar pieces here with something and put a picture of my little dog who passed years and years ago. But her name was Wags. So let me see if I can find a picture, something to cover this up with, and some tape to tip this in. So I found some scraps of Christmas paper, and I like the trees and the pink snowflakes and the birch bark. I found a number one for December 1st. I have two, but they're the same. I have these packs of numbers that come with the Christmas pads, but it looks like I've used, they're out of order. I thought I had, yeah, I sat down one day and put these in order because I have nothing to do, right? And so I only have two number ones. So I only need one right now, I know, but I'm just saying. Future use, I might need more numbers. I guess I could cut numbers off of one of these old calendars and use those. All right, so I have number one. That's established. I've got my cute little puppy here that reminds me of my little dog, Waggies. You can see how small she is. And she's quite adventurous. Quite adventurous. And there she is with me hiking in the woods in the snow. She was a Lhasa-Poo. Look at her. There she is swimming through the snow that's much deeper than she was tall. But she was a good sport about doing everything. I'm telling you, if I was horseback riding, she loved to run with the horses. And she, you know, her legs were only about that long. And when she got tired, I'd make her get up on like a stone wall, and then she'd jump up in the saddle and she'd fall asleep across the front of the saddle. I had a canoe. She would go out in the canoe. She would go hiking. She was just game for everything, and she was just this little tiny dog. So this is a road trip to remember. I'm going to use this side for the cover, and it's got this snow, so I think it's going to go perfect. I think I'll cut the number and put it right there over that circle. And I need to do some journaling. Maybe I'll make a little square and do some journaling on this package here. The cute little mice there. And I'm going to leave Share the Adventure. I'm going to leave that there. And then I wanted to leave this because it reminds me of Waggies. It's got these little pink ears. And I've got this pink snowflake paper. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I could make a little flip up for the pictures. Cover this with some of this woodsy paper to go with the adventure theme or the birch bark. And then make a little flip up here. And I can put pictures on both sides. I don't know how many pictures I want to put. At least these two, I think. I could trim them a little bit, but I like this one that shows the woods. And we were coming out of the woods. All right, so I'm going to do what? Yeah, you always got to think about what you have to do. All right, so I can use the straight edge here. And I could probably just start ripping. How's that? I could start ripping the paper. I know I want to rip it so it's got a white edge, which means I have to. Can I do this way? No, the white edge is over there. Well, maybe that'll work. Okay. All right, I'm going to rip this all the way down. Oh, this paper rips nice and easily. Okay. All right, so we got that established there. Should I rip a little bit on this side? Yeah. I was in the mood for some rippy edges. And then I'm going to leave the top straight across because I want to put that right up to the edge because there's numbers there. And I wonder if I could somehow rip this to the shape around the dog. Little by little. I know I need to bring this in. But the journal is so big. All right, so now we have to go up here a little bit. I gotta go up around the ear. I don't want to run into those numbers. So I will just take a little bit off and then come back and take a little more off. Okay, let's get this one ear out of there. A little bit more. I'm sure there was a way of making a template and doing this right. But who wants to do all that stuff? Just a little bit more. So let's get this ear out. One ear's up, one ear's down, so that kind of makes for an interesting edge. I know, this is very interesting. Watch me rip, rip, rip. Yeah, Little Waggies was a good dog. And she passed away on the farm down in Pennsylvania. And when she passed, we didn't get another dog. Mr. Possum said it wasn't fair to get another dog because I was working. And he was working, and the dog would be home alone. He said, oh, when we retire, we'll get another dog, but we didn't. But we didn't. No, we didn't. So that's going to go in there, and this is going to go over here this way. And I'm thinking about leaving this ripped edge here because I just ripped that edge. But I'm going to have to put some paper on here to tip it in, so I will be right back. I decided that I want to glue the flip up in before I put the background, before I do the tip-in. So it's always about the paper engineering. What do you need to do first, second, third, to get it all in there? Right now I am ripping the birch bark, the birch trees actually. And I was thinking of doing something a little different. Instead of putting like a frame around the picture, just put a strip of these trees behind it. Break up that pink a little bit. And I'm going to trim down the photo, trim the edges off of it, crop it, I guess you could say, if it was a Photoshop, crop it. So I'm going to glue this like that. Or do I want to take a little bit off of here? Right down to that tree right there. Titi's in here now. Stinky's out in the other room with Mr. Possum. I just turned around to see what she was doing. She's going under her little Snuggie blanket, which is her winter place to be, except for when the sun is coming through either the sliding doors or the front door. Sometimes we have to open the front door because Mr. Possum put a storm door on the front door, and the front door is metal, which you're really not supposed to do because then the metal gets hot when the sun comes shining through. So that's going to be like that, but I'm going to crop this a little bit. Let's see. We don't need all this over here. Oh, I could get a little of that in, I guess. And we could take a little bit. Oh, let me measure for size because I don't seem to be measuring today. Yeah, I could take a little bit more off. I'm going to take just a little bit off of this side. And let's see how that looks. And then this will go under here. Now I just folded this paper up, so I'm going to have to glue it there. And I'm going to make a straight edge across the bottom. And I think I'll have enough to do the other side. I could just fold it around, couldn't I? No, but I don't want to do that. Because then the trees will be going in the wrong direction. Will they? No, they won't because you flip it up. Oh, let's see. If I put this, where's the flap? I'll put this here, like that. I'm gonna glue that down. Now I have absolutely no room to work on the table because I have to work in the book, and the book is huge. Now let me trim this. So I think I told Waggy's story before when I was working at school in New Haven. The people next door found a dog in the park, sort of half frozen to death, starving, and they brought the dog home, and that night they were going to take it to the shelter the next day, but that night the dog had puppies, and so they kept it, and then were looking for homes for the puppies and the mother dog. And of course they knew me and my love for the animals, so I had to take one of the puppies. I didn't even know these people. They were just They just lived next door to this school. It was funny. I mean, I didn't teach any of their kids or anything, but I must have had a reputation. See, now why is that like not up there? I did mark it. It looks like I'm on the fold now. Alright, something like that. So let me get this all glued down and I will come right back. So the birch tree is glued on. The two pieces of pink, well, it's actually folded under, are glued together. This will be the part I glue to the page. I trimmed both of the photos and rounded the corners. And I'm going to put this one on the front. And I'm going to put this one like that. And then I'm going to glue it to there. You get a piece of paper. I hope I can get this video uploaded tonight. And we don't have a power outage like we did last night. And I had to finish that video this morning when the power came back on. And like I said, we were having a problem with the well and the furnace not running with the generator. So Mr. Possum called, well, he texted the guy who built the house and asked him to recommend an electrician, because we haven't used any in this area yet since we've moved here. And the builder gave us the name of a fellow, and he said, you know, to tell the fellow that he sent him, because they were friends, I guess. And he figured with the recommendation the guy would come. So Mr. Possum called him, and the guy said, oh, I'll be there in an hour. And I'm like, what? What electrician says I'll be there in an hour? But luckily for us, he was just finishing up a job and was going to be on his way home, which is near where we live. So he came and he brought his assistant with him, and they got everything all straightened out. So now the furnace and the well pump will work with the generator. And we are happy for that. Let me tell you, we are happy for that. I want to get the photo in the glue, so I'll grab a new glue sheet. Then I just throw them on the floor, I let them dry, and then I use them over again until they're too ripped up, and then I throw them in the trash. So that was quite an adventure. When we had a big storm here, and it wasn't even in the winter, it was like, oh, it was like probably remnants of a hurricane or tropical storm they turned into after their hurricane. And it blew the tree across the street into the road and on the wires. We didn't have power for a week. A week. We were running out of gas, and Mr. Possum had to drive the truck with the gas cans in it underneath this tree that was leaning across the road. You know, it had fallen down but was sitting on something, so it was just high enough to fit. Make sure I'm doing this right. The truck under. Go out and get some gas. I'm sure we could have gotten a neighbor or something to give us a ride if we absolutely had to at some point. So I'm going to use, not the tacky glue, I'm going to use the beacon glue that's like the Fabri-Tac on the flap, because, you know, that's a working part, so that's gonna Need a little bit stronger, stinkier glue. This one's almost empty. I don't want to glue on the picture because I'm trying to save that picture. Let's see if I can squeeze some out here. They don't make it easy for people with arthritis, that's for sure. Oh, and I got to complain to the doctor next time I see him. He ordered me the arthritis cream for my hands. And it comes in a like metal tube. You know, it's like a toothpaste tube, but it's like metal, like an oil paint tube. You know, they used to be, the good paints used to come in metal tubes. Now a lot of them are plastic. And when it gets towards the end, it's just so hard to squeeze the tube like this to get out the cream. And I'm like, this is for people who have arthritis. Why do they put it in a tube and make it so hard to squeeze it out? All right, I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to have to hold it for a second. I'll be right back. I added a little strip of the gray snowflake across the bottom. I know that's hard to see there because the journal is so big. But now I'm going to tip in the Amazon catalog. I put a little tacky glue on it, but now I'm thinking I better add some beacon glue to this. And I'm standing up to do this, and I can see that my battery needs to be recharged. So I will take a break and do that. So I forgot to plug in the battery, and then the power went off, and I found a bunch of other batteries, but they all happen to be dead also. So I have a whole pile of dead batteries for the camera waiting to be charged. Is that on there good? I don't know. So this is going to open like that. Okay, this will be down there. This will be like that. And then this will open like that. And this will open like that. And I don't want to cover the little puppy, but I might want to add something around, maybe some snowflakes or something. I thought one on her nose would be really cute. And a flip for the picture. Oh, and then I have to make a space for my journaling, and I'm going to put December 1st right there. So the first page I'm going to leave as it is, a road trip to remember. The inside of the page, I put December 1st. I wrote, well, the one was there. I put December in 2022 with a white gel pen, just a plain white Jelly Roll gel pen. I cut out a piece of brown craft paper and wrote, I treated myself to an Amazon toy catalog to use for journaling, remembering the adventurous Wags the dog. I put a sparkly snowflake there, and I think where that bow is, I'm going to put a piece of this green sparkly ribbon right there. Now this was gifted to me in this little bag of Christmas treasures. Now, do I want that long so it covers that up? Let's see. We can bend it down a little bit. Perfect, perfect. I'm just going to put a glob of beacon glue. This is not Fabri-Tac. This is the kind they sell at the Dollar Tree. Foam and poster board. It's over by where the poster boards are. Duh, Captain Obvious. And I'm going to stick that down in the glue right there. Okay, that'll take a second to dry. So I think that's all I'm going to put on that page. And if I can move this monster over, I put a sparkly. Now these are Dollar Tree foamy stickers, which, I don't know, I threw the package down there somewhere on the floor. Which there's another mess there. And I just thought I would put a snowflake on this little puppy's nose, and it looks like she's peeking out. in the snowy woods. And then I have my flip up. I put one of the sparkly snowflakes there. Me and Wags, Cheshire, Connecticut. A big snowstorm there. She's up on the snow. And over here we're coming out of the woods from our walk. And that might be it. That might be it for today. So I've got my December 1st done. I showed you my Amazon catalog, and I think that is it for today. So I just want to thank you for coming along today. Happy junk journaling. Happy December daily journaling. Bye-bye.